Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Motive Racing channel. We are here for the Tier 2 Championship finale, and it's going to be a little bit of a different one from what we expected. Unfortunately, the Championship leader Nathan Rutter is unable to join us for the final race, which does mean that Apex Rider only needs to pick up 17 points in this one, and he will be the champion of Tier 2, and top spot will go to him. Ultimately, he's got to finish in P7 to take the championship in what I'm sure is going to be, it might not mean as much to him as it would have done, but you know, it's still a championship at the end of the day, and I'm absolutely certain that Apex Rider will be gunning for that top position. We've also got MP Motorsport doing a fantastic job putting it on pole position. He's got Smokey Devil lining up alongside him. We've got Swiss Tony and Juby lining up on the second row. We've got Camber and Rags on the third row, Chris Pissock and Emo Guide, and DJ Phil and Apex Rider lining up just ahead of Gypsy George in 11th place. Looks like we're almost about to go racing here. Guys, if you want to join us here at Motive Racing, then go to our YouTube homepage. Just click on our YouTube account, go to the top right hand corner, there's a little icon that says Discord, and then you can become a part of the action that you see live in front of you. But without further ado, I think we are about to go here for the lights out for the final round here at Zolder, and it should be an absolutely fantastic evening of racing here on the Motive Racing channel to round off what's been a great season. And this isn't it, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow night, Super Saturday, is going to round off the full season, so be sure to tune in for that. As I say, we can't wait for it to get underway. It looks like we're about to go lights out here at Zolder. And looks like we're underway, and it's a great start there from the second row from is that Swiss Tony there making it pretty good away. It looks like it is. Swiss Tony already up into the lead. Looks like MM Motorsport is stopping up, just slotting in behind him. It looks like Smokey Devil looking to the inside but can't get around him. MP Motorsport and Swiss Tony side by side here coming up towards turn 2. Looks like MP with the inside, he's going to have it, and Swiss Tony having to back out of that one. Looks like Camber's made a great start up into third place. Emo Guy is up into 5th as well. We've got Rags just dicing here with Emo Guy. It looks like Emo Guy's lost the car and he's running to, almost takes somebody with him, but just about keeps it out of the way. Apex Rider almost getting caught up there in Emo Guy's crash, but he has kept it out of the way, and Apex Rider already up into 8th place from 10th on the grid, so he knows he only needs to finish in that 7th spot if he wants to take the championship here for our final round. So MP Motorsport leads the race at the moment. Swiss Tony 2nd place. We've got Smokey Devil trying to defend here from Camber coming into turn 3. Looks like he's still a little bit too far back at the moment. Has to back out on that one. Bollards go flying around a little bit, and we look in the background, we can see that we got Camber. It's lost a place to Rags. Camber now looking vulnerable to an attack here from Juvie as Juvie goes up the inside, and is Camber going to hold it up into the chicane? It looks like Camber and Juvie side by side, and Camber has the inside. Looks like Juvie got a horrible entry to the chicane. He loses the position to Apex Rider, and now Juvie's gone off into the gravel all over the place there. Juvie loses a lot of time. It looks like he's down into 9th place there after that manoeuvre. Very unfortunate there. We see Gypsy George and Emo Guy having an absolute mare of an opening lap here. Our commentator here having an absolute horror show of a start to the race. Really could not have gone any worse for Emo Guy on the first lap here at Zolder, as we come into the final chicane now to complete lap 1 of this race. MP Motorsport currently leading the way. Swiss Tony in 2nd place. Here we come. And it looks like we've got a big train here over 3rd place. Rags, Smokey Devil, Camber, Apex Rider all fighting over the same bit of tarmac here. What a first lap that was, ladies and gentlemen. So MP Motorsport currently getting a great start from pole position and showing everybody the way for the time being. Looks like Smokey Devil and Camber are having a bit of a battle here actually. Looks like Camber's pulled right onto the back of him, has a little look to the inside, but I think he's a little bit too far back at the moment to go for a move, has to back out of that one. Looks like we are line astern here, down the pit, down the long back straight, and possibly Camber here, Apex Rider trying to get involved in this action. Apex Rider, crucially in P6 at the moment, that's the position that he needs if he wants to finish in the championship taking position here. As we see, we've got Camber looking right and left, trying to get squeezed by Smokey Devil if he can. Sorry, trying to squeeze by Smokey Devil if he can, but he can't get around him for the time being. Still Rags doing a good job here up in 3rd place at the moment. He's trying to hold these guys off. MP Motorsport though has stretched out his lead at the front. He's now got 2 seconds here over Swiss Tony, so he's made a great start to this race as MP Motorsport. Rags at the moment doing what he has to do. Next rider has come in for his mandatory pit stop as well. Obviously that's the does look like he's trying to get the undercut on this train of cars in front of him. Swiss Tony currently at the head of that pack, but Rags all over the back of him now. These guys seem to have stretched the gap a little bit to Smoky Devil, who's back in 4th place, losing a bit of time to those guys. But at the moment it's MP Motorsport still doing a fantastic job here out the front. But Swiss Tony maintaining that gap at the front, I think. Looks like last time around MP Motorsport had a bit of a mare actually. He seemed to pick up a penalty from the race director. I'm not sure what the nature of that penalty was, but he lost a lot of time to Swiss Tony. As we see Swiss Tony trying to go defensive here. Rags is looking to the right hand side. Can't seem to find a way around him for the time being. Has to stick in behind, but Swiss Tony defending that position. He knows that Rags is hot on the case at the moment. Once again, you can see Rags very close to Swiss Tony, having a look into turn 2. Swiss Tony once again defending the position. Looks like Swiss Tony's had a little bit of a poor run here, and Rags is now pulling alongside him. Rags pushed him out a little bit. They're side by side now. Rags is going to run him out of room. It looks like just squeezing him out here, and Rags has moved up into 2nd place. Great driving there, very clean, very fair there from Rags as he moved on through, and he is up into 2nd place now ahead of Swiss Tony. MP Motorsport in the foreground, you can see, has pulled out a gap on that lap, 2.5 seconds. Swiss Tony riding all over the curbs there, taking every advantage that he can without overstepping the track limits that we know are only too brutal on project cars too. Rightly so as well. See Rags now tied a turn, and he's got to hold off Swiss Tony. Swiss Tony looking pretty menacing. Smoky Devil still running in. Oh, Smoky Devil spun! Smoky Devil's lost the car! Oh no! He seemed to get a little bit too much on the throttle coming out of the chicane. He's just had a half spin, and then in the end had to do a full 360 just to get it pointing in the right direction again. But he has lost 2 places in the process, about 10 seconds or so. Very unfortunate there for Smoky Devil. Ladies and gentlemen, you join us on the final 2 laps here at Zolder for the Tier 2 Championship. It's this man, Apex Rider. Looks like he is going to take home the championship here. Top spot in Tier 2 along with the automatic promotion spots. Nathan Rutter, unfortunately unable to join us. But the question is, can he round off what has been a fantastic season with a race victory? This man here in the foreground, MP Motorsport, is going to be absolutely determined to make sure that that does not happen. But we've got a lap and a half left to go. Apex Rider has been closing that gap. He's just been into the pits. So hold on to your horses, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if Apex Rider can overhaul him with just over a lap to go here in the final part here of this race. He's definitely closing on him within a second now, as we see MPO Motorsport is going to be absolutely clinging on for dear life here. Goes a little bit wide. Apex Rider taking a very comfortable line through these corners. You can see here Apex Rider visibly closing in on him. And yeah, you can see them taking a very similar line to each other through that sort of chicane section here and up towards the last chicane. And definitely Apex Rider homing in on him. MP Motorsport, it would take a very composed, very calm driver to actually manage to hold on here with this sort of pressure on the last lap. Here we come. 1 to go here for the Tier 2s for this season, Season 2 here at Motive Racing. MP Motorsport has it. Apex Rider, the champion-elect, wants it, but can he get it? Into turn 2. Apex Rider a lot later on the brakes. MP Motorsport very cautious there on the entrance into turn 3. You can see there he's just trying to keep on the track. Goes a little bit wide there on the exit, and now Apex Rider's got the slipstream. Still MP Motorsport though doing what he needs to do. Our pole sitter here tonight, and Apex Rider's now got a fantastic run here coming out onto the back straight. MP Motorsport's going to go defensive here as they come up towards the chicane. They're banging wheels a little bit, and it looks like MP Motorsport's dragging a little bit late on the brakes. Apex Rider drives around the clean around the outside of him, but AP Motorsport a little bit late on the brakes and tries to undercut him, but it looks like Apex Rider has got the position and is up into the lead. Our champion-elect there, showing why he is where he is in the championship table. What a brilliant move there. And MP Motorsport, who was led for most of this race, unbelievably, unfortunately, is going to lose out by the looks of it. He's driven an absolutely fantastic race, and it's commiserations to him. It really, really is. But Apex Rider with a fantastic move there. And here he comes into the final few corners of the lap now. Apex Rider, our Scotsman here, is going to take top honours here in Tier 2 for Motive Racing. Very well deserved. Has been battling it out with Nathan Rutter for most of the season. And here he comes into the final chicane now. Ladies and gentlemen, stand up for your new champion here at Motive Racing. Apex Rider takes the GT5 Ginetta Cup here at Zolder. And the race victory as well in our finale. MP Motorsport comes over in second position. Swiss Tony in the end comes over P3 for him. We got Chris Pissock in 4th place. Rags is going to come around in 5th. Good showing from him as well. We've got Smoky Devil 6th. Cambo looks like he's going to come around in 7th place. Just coming into the final turn now. Good performance from Camber tonight. George is coming around the last chicane now in P8. Got DJ Phil. 9th place for DJ Phil. Good driving from him. Juvie just coming into the last turn now. P10 for Juvie. Good job Juvie. Good solid top 10 finish. That's good. Some good points for him. We've got Emo Guy, an absolutely torrid race for Emo Guy this evening. Very, very unfortunate. Our regular commentator here coming over the line. I'm sure he is pressing the headlight button, but couldn't see it because they've been wiped out. Sorry, Ian. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Apex Rider, MP Motorsport and Swiss Tony, your podium finishes tonight. Chris Pissick and Rags round out the top 5. Then we got Camber, Smoky Devil, George, DJ Phil and Julian in the top 10. Emo Guy unfortunately having an absolute mare tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, be sure to join us for the Tier 1 race coming up very shortly, actually in a couple of minutes time. Our man Ravi will be hosting that one along with Ian in the commentary box. So I'll hand over the reins to them. We'll be back on stream in a few minutes. Be sure to tune in for that. See you very shortly.